Kommt hier bitte nach vorne.
Alright, so good morning and welcome to a bit of a different kind of environment today. We're actually in the middle of a 30k trail race here, but not doing this as a sort of all-out effort, just a easy to moderate sort of 3 hours as I've put in quite a shift the past few weeks anyway, so just taking this as a bit of an equipment check and new sort of terrain to run on. Jetzt umdrehen?
Ja, direkt wieder runter.
So yeah, take this video as proof that I do actually run in the shoes that I make videos about. Yeah, I'm at 28k and aerobically I'm feeling great. Like, this is very much easy to moderate sort of effort, but man, my legs are trashed. Some of these hills are so brutal and it's just sort of relentless, like you're just constantly pushing up some hill or trying not to take another tumble on the downhill. Glad when this is over, to be honest. Don't know if you can see that, but there's actually a hot air balloon. Alright, so good evening and welcome back here. Now I'm doing a bit of a recovery walk here. I mean, I didn't go all out on this race, which was very much the plan, as I've done quite a lot of pretty hard training these past few weeks. Don't know if you can see this, but I did 147 kilometers this week, so I didn't taper down for this at all. Aerobically, I did sort of keep this in the moderate zone pretty well, I think. But it's just, I mean, this had almost 1,000 meters of elevation gain over about 30k. It really does beat up your legs a bit when you have this constant up and down, and some of those were very, very steep and quite technical for me, but thought I'd take these with me here. And yeah, just wanted to give some more detailed thoughts on these. If you remember my original video, I was kind of not quite sure what to think of them really, because they are without a doubt very fast feeling and very bouncy, but I was sort of struggling with the stability in these quite a bit. And I think I've sort of reached a conclusion here, and that is partly because I really kind of got used to the upper a bit. If you remember, I did have some struggles with the lockdown on these, and that has kind of resolved itself for me, because you sort of get used to a shoe over time and figure out how to properly lock them onto your foot a bit better. And that is definitely something that has happened for me, as I actually feel way more secure in these now. Yeah, I think this is getting a bit too overgrown with thorns here, so might rather turn around and just go back to where I came from. But yeah, what I was saying is you just get used to this upper and what the shoe feels like underfoot. But I still think the shoe is far from perfect really. And one of the key areas of improvement for me would be this outsole grip here. I mean, I'm fine with having not very deep lugs on this, just to try and save weight on this, because it's already not the lightest shoe in the world. But I just feel like this lug pattern, and you can see these sort of in the sunshine here. They're a bit too sort of round for me, and I feel like going through mud, they just don't quite have the sort of bite that you would want there. This would be a pretty easy improvement for Adidas to do. Just sort of make these lugs a bit more aggressive without adding much more weight to the shoe. And still I feel like 227 grams on this shoe is not really as light as I would like them to be. And you do sort of feel it on the run, because they're just not quite as nippy feeling as Salomon Pulsar series, for example. I mean, of course they're not going to be as light as those, because there's much more midsole to this. And I think this is just sort of the nature of the Lightstrike Pro foam in parts, because if you think about the Adios Pro 3 or the Boston 12 or whatever, then those are not really the lightest shoes in their category either. And yeah, regarding my original review on this, where I was very concerned about stability, in a way I've sort of gotten used to it a bit more and feel like it's not actually that bad, but at the same time you do just have to sort of accept that it does have its limitations in terms of the terrain you can run on. I mean, it's only 2.5 or 3.5 millimeter lugs on this. Very soft foam, kind of unstructured upper. So yeah, just sort of bear that in mind when you're thinking about this shoe. If you were planning on doing something like a very alpine kind of trail race, then this is probably not going to be ideal, and to be honest, it's probably not even gonna help very much, as this is a shoe that really has its strengths on kind of more flat and runnable trails, where you can really make the most out of this very responsive foam. So yeah, hope you found this useful, and if you have any questions, then just drop them in the comments as always, and I'll hope to see you on the next video then. Bye bye.